What's up, heathens? How y'all doing? Today on the show, we have a lot of great comments that we're going to be going over, although we are going to have to hop in our time machines and go back to February for it. But I think it's still relevant information. But first, of course, we have the winner from last week. And the winner is my singing. Because you guys commented a lot about how horrible my singing is. I will not stop singing. Put that shit to rest. But yeah, so the singing's here to stay. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but I have fun with it. So deal with it or don't watch, I guess. I feel like it's fun to do it, so oh well. But that's the dumbass of last week, me, and I guess this week too. Today we have more comments, and like I said before, we got to go back in time a little bit to Darwin Day 2018. And I did a recording of me reading off some Darwin Day tweets and comments and whatnot from religious people that are against evolution. So, if you're prepared to watch that kind of stupid shit, please stay tuned. All right, let's get on with this. First comment's a winner. Earbud warning. Just letting everybody know ahead of time. Earbud warning. You are a brainwashed fucktard! I've never seen a more compelling argument. I have to say, I am definitely a brainwashed fucktard. I can't wait to tell everybody. Uh-oh, you're a puppet to the Illuminati. I am not a puppet of the Illuminati, I promise. Thank you. That was nobody. Alright, Pastor Greg Locke's our first tweet for tonight. He says, it's Darwin Day, and evolution is still the biggest lie on the planet. This is funny for a lot of reasons. For him to say that it's the biggest lie on the planet, it's funny because he's a Christian, in which the biggest faith is actually based on a lie. So, you know, that's the funny part right there. That's right. Christianity's based on a lie. People spread it to all your friends. Thank you. That's no. Again, that is literally nobody. Skeptic Mafia's paying great tonight. All right, here's a pretty common one that always gets circulated around. Theory of evolution. We were massively strong, supremely agile, inherently fierce, and independent. I forgot a comma. We could climb trees, run fast, and were self-sustaining. Again, forgot a fucking comma. Evolution says we went from that weak and dependent race of humans. We started as humans. Hashtag Darwin Day. So basically he says that we went from these, fierce creatures that were obviously stronger, faster, better, smarter, and all this other shit. And now we're these weak, independent humans and stuff. That's not how evolution worked. That's not how we evolved or anything like that. We didn't start as humans. We started as other animals and then eventually evolved into Homo sapiens. Happy Darwin Day to the ACLU, who now wants everyone to deny science and pretend people who have penises are female. Science can be a harsh mistress, ACLU, science deniers. This is another one that's been thrown around a lot here lately on social media. Obviously female and the gender of female and the sex of female are two completely different things. Gender has a lot more to do with a lot of other things that I don't want to get into, and I'm not really all that self-taught or whatnot on the subject. So I do know that gender and sex, two completely different things, and they're mixing them up. So this right here would be an equivocation fallacy. Don't fall for it. Blowing right through these dumbass comments, and you thought you were going to get away without me singing. Yeah. To believe that the highly complex human machine could ever evolve into existence is ludicrous at best. To believe that 1,000,000,000,000 individual species of complex life evolved is insane. Therefore, evolution is a mental disorder. Siccot, evolution's true. Darwin Day 2018. Okay, so I love how it's the gospel truth that, well, that's the title of the account. It's some other, actual name, but just because it's complex does not necessarily mean that it had to be created. This is a logical jump that a lot of creationists use. They think that just because something is complex, that means something had to create it. That's demonstrably not true. Evolution's not a mental disorder. I think you might have a mental disorder. I'm not sure. Thank you, not the Illuminati. Darwin Day is so stupid. The dude said we evolved from monkeys. Yo, Darwin, if that's the case, why are there still monkeys around? Yeah, motherfucker, why aren't there monkeys? Obviously, we didn't evolve from monkeys. We evolved from an animal that is kind of like a proto-ape. It's a common ancestor that we have with other apes. We are still part of the great ape family, and that makes us great apes ourselves. So it's not that we evolved from monkeys, and so therefore no more monkeys should be around. We just branched off. Also, just because one group of things evolve in a different way, that doesn't mean that other thing can't still exist. The organisms are kind of independent like that. I mean, a group can evolve a certain way and another group can stay the same. It all depends on the environment that you're in. Also, saying this kind of tired shit that you can look up on Google makes you look remedial as fuck. They tweeted out, Happy Darwin Day, of course, and this person responded with, there are no weak arguments against evolution because there are no good arguments for evolution. The amount of evidence that evolution has for it supersedes anything that they could throw out there against evolution. So this is just an example of cognitive dissonance that allows them to stay within their own religious mindset, which it's really a mindfuck coming from this account because it's LDS Lies is the account. And so I'm guessing they're anti-Mormon, but yet they are also anti-atheist or anti-science at this point. So I don't know.
Reese said, if there are Mormons, why are there still Catholics?
Oh, that's a good one, Reese. Well, if there are Mormons, why aren't there still Catholics? Oh. All right, Ken Ham had a little bit of fun with this today, and I'm highlighting one of his tweets just because of what he's bringing up here. If you want to read through these, go ahead. I don't really want to. I mean, let's see. The first one is, we're all descended from Adam and Eve, so we're all sinners deserving the penalty of death for our sin. Then the next two is about race, and this is a common thing with creationists. They try to poison the well against evolution because they said, oh, guess what? Darwin was a racist. On the title thing of his Origin and Species, it says, the strong races or some shit. It's quite funny that they use this, considering how racist religion has been in the past. I mean, if you think about Mormons, they didn't allow black people in the church until the 1970s, and that was because the U.S. government forced them. Even before that, you had churches and religion that were, subjugating black people in general, and even before that, there were slaves of other nations.
What about the slave Bible?
The slave Bible, yes, the slave Bible. That's an interesting one because it actually took out all of the, all of the verses about personal freedom and all this other stuff and your own agency and shit like that. But anyways, regardless of that, he wants to try to poison the well against Darwin. Now, Darwin did have some racist, a bit undertones as we would see them now, but at the time, if you take in the context in which it was written in, you would understand why he formed those sentences that way. So it's not necessarily that Darwin was a racist, it's more of a reflection of the time in which it was written. I know Arn Ra has a really great video on Darwin in general for Darwin Day, either last year or a couple years before. I think it was a couple years before.
So I asked these creationists to show me where Darwin ever said anything to imply that he was a racist. It turns out that in all of his works there is only one passage which could be interpreted that way. What he said there does sound racist to a 21st century audience. However, remember that in 19th century England, every common man and anthropological authority in the entire global scientific community had for centuries taught that black people were the lowest form of humanity. So Darwin was only speaking the language that was ubiquitous everywhere at that time. It would be an adequate excuse to say that Darwin was a product of his culture in that age. But as it turns out, Darwin doesn't need that excuse. He was much more progressive than this one paragraph indicates, because he challenged both the societal and anthropological status quo.
All right, we got a few more here. Danny Phillips, he says he believes in the Bible, but if you are reading something there that obviously conflicts with provable reality, there is a pretty good chance that you are misinterpreting it or taking allegory or metaphor too literally. This was on a flat earth video, of course. I'm kind of curious as to how Danny reconciles this with evolution and the Bible. I'm guessing that maybe he's not a creationist, but I'm not going to assume what he believes. So, I mean, I've seen people totally laugh at the flat earth, but then turn around and say that evolution is just bollocks. And it's so hilarious that they cannot tell what their own cognitive biases are. That's preventing them from seeing the truth. Oh shit, I forgot to do it today, I learned. We'll have to backtrack a little bit. Today I learned! And this is applicable today, I guess. CBS used to add bird songs to their golf broadcast to get rid of the awkward silences until they got caught by someone watching at home who knew the bird songs belonged to birds that didn't live in that region in which the golf tournament was being played. This is important because without evolution, this right here wouldn't have happened. So fuck CBS and their fake-ass ways. Goddamn mainstream media. Oh, yes. Skeptic Mafia is on it tonight, guys. Oh, sorry. I was informed by the Illuminati that they are not the Skeptic Mafia. So we're working with two different groups here tonight that's funding this. They're not funding the stream whatsoever. All right, we'll have one last one from John Loves Jesus. Not this John Loves Jesus. I don't love Jesus. Jesus can fuck off. You were lying out your asshole. Thanks for proving how retarded you lying atheist losers are. That is not evidence for evolution, you lying scumbag. You're proving you atheists can only lie. This was in response to somebody giving him legit evidence for evolution, but of course their typical thing is to deny that anything proves evolution. Because if they were to accept that something is good evidence for evolution, that would totally break their cognitive dissonance, and they really got to shore that up and build those walls around their mind so that they can compartmentalize it and not actually, accept it. So that's it for the comments of the day. Did you facepalm yourself into next week? I didn't. I'm still here. Thank you, Heathens, for making it to the end and through all my shitty singing. Have you left your comment down below with your favorite dumbass of this week? My guess is that it's gonna be Ken Ham. If you haven't, please go down below in the comments and leave your vote now. While you're down there, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you like this kind of dumbass shit. Don't forget to stand up and use your voice. Bye, Heathens.